Hello everyone, my name is Sheen and welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing part of the Sunshine Point renovation. Today we are doing the Bengal tiger habitat. So if you don't know, this is the first zoo that I've ever finished, and I made a zoo tour with Günther's Gaming, Alfred Supersauce and Simply So Logical, and we thought the zoo had potential, so we decided to do our own little renovation series about it. And yeah, Simply did a video about her renovating the entrance, and now I'm doing my video about renovating that Bengal tiger habitat. So yeah, as you can clearly see, it's one of my earlier builds, and I must admit I like the layout. Like, that was the thing with most of my habitats that I built back then. The layout was fine, but the execution was just, let's say, not there, to not be mean. But yeah, I of course started by deleting, and I started deleting the whole building, and then I started rebuilding it. And since the whole area, the whole zoo is divided in 3 areas: Asia, Africa and South America, I wanted to have that be reflected in the 3 parts of the zoo. So I wanted to make it a bit more Asian themed. Like, I already tried that. Like, you could see that, like, I used the East Asian pieces to build the previous building, but I had no idea how to actually build anything, so it kind of felt flat. So now for this rebuild, I looked a bit at all the animals, all the Asian animals that I had put in this zoo, and I was thinking, yeah, most of them are from around Nepal, however that one's pronounced, like part of the mountain range where also the palace cat is living in, like the I'm just gonna put it on the screen. I still can't pronounce it, I can't help it, I'm sorry guys. But yeah, so I decided to have a little inspiration for that building from Kathmandu, and I tried my best to somewhat recreate from the inspirational pictures that I had. And I just thought that would be a good, like, base theme for all the habitats that we could, like, try to incorporate, like, bits and pieces here. Of course, all the other people are also, like, they can do whatever they want. That's, like, something, like, not whatever they want, but basically, like, if someone would be like, yeah, I would, like, rather have, like, an Japanese part of the zoo, like, I would be okay, just make an entrance and you're good. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, I just thought, like, the Kathmandu as a base, as a style, would be kind of nice. So that's what I tried to incorporate into the building. I had my inspiration pictures, and I made sure to not stick to them because we all know it. At some point, you're just like, yeah, but I like it if that would be there, and, like, I like that color more. I think I was being fairly, like, color accurate here, but, like, I don't even know, like, these I think it were the fences that I used for, like, the little lines that in front of the windows. I don't have a name for it, like the structure thingies that pull it together. I don't know what the function would be, but, like, that was not really like that in the inspiration picture. But anyway, after I was satisfied with, like, 1 4-meter piece, including the roof piece, I just put it together, like, copied it over, and then was trying to make, like, the corner with, like, all these things that needed a bit of adjusting so that it was looking better. Then I realized I can't use the flat rooftops and then just curve them around, because I then wouldn't have, like, a corner piece. So instead I was again using the normal slanted roofs. Is that what they are called? I'm not quite sure. But we are already at one of the things that I added into the habitat. Because I think I remember when I was building this, I had a bit of, how can I say that? I had a bit of more complications with the habitat space. I think, like, I don't know if I even remember that correctly, but we are playing without space requirements, and I was too lazy to put the bug on to, like, see if I was right. I just assumed I was right, and that's why I was trying to give them more space, and I decided that they would be roaming around over the heads of the guests inside the building. So I made all these glass barriers as a roof area for the inside, put a few mesh down there, like then I made sure that they have like some support within each other with the metal beams, and yeah, then I basically made a little cagey looking way for the tigers to get up here. And I really love the idea because that not only provided me with, I think, a better way to have a little shelter area for the animals, while also being something that the guests can see, like, and enjoy, because it would be kind of metal if you were just looking up and there would be like a tiger sleeping above your head. I don't know how realistic that is, like, because I think it's not realistic at all, but I like the idea, and I just took it. I just went with it. I was like, yeah, like it. Don't think too much about it, just do it. And now, since I am more or less done with the whole area where they can like go inside the house, I just needed to connect it to like the outer area, and that was also the moment where I again realized that I didn't group anything back then. It was really bad. I did not group anything. Everything is like its own thing, and I hate that now. I don't know how I could have done something like this, but yeah, I'm already like in the footage, I'm already building again the building, and I thought this was also not something from the inspiration picture. I thought I would like to have like this whole thing that you always have like with these Asian buildings, or like not always, but like many times, where you have like a second floor that is not as big as the first one, and it's going like tinier and tinier, and then in the end you just have the roof. And yeah, that's what I did. This thing now has 3 stories, and I like it. I think it's looking really, really nice, and it was worth it to make it like that, because I think if I would have left it as like that 1-story building, it would have looked fine. But I think now it's like more breathtaking the way I built it, so I am really satisfied with that. I had a lot of trouble regarding the pathing, although I will spare you most of it. And instead you can see me putting the building to the side, because I wanted the path to be in the middle of the entrance, and it wasn't, and I couldn't do it otherwise because of the other pathing of everything else, and so I decided I would move the building. If you so far enjoyed what you've seen, I would appreciate it really much if you would give me a like, a comment, or maybe even a subscription. That would really mean the world to me. And back to the habitat that we're building right now. You are seeing me making the actual habitat barrier out of the wall pieces of my building that I've built. Like, I'm all for repurposing things, especially when I don't have a clue what I'm actually doing. And here we have a cut. You just didn't see me place the glass barriers. That's because I didn't build them. They are from Günther Gaming's. how do I say that? They are from Günther's build, so I modified them a bit, but I don't want to show you much of what the others built, and so you won't really see how and what I modified. It's gonna be a surprise when we are, or if we are ever going to finish this zoo, we are going to do another tour, and then you can see everything that changed in the whole time. And yeah, at the moment you can see me doing a little bit work on the pond area, and I think now it's looking so much better. I love placing periwinkle on the water. It's always so beautiful. I just can't stop myself. Like, every water body that I now do is sprinkled with periwinkle. Is that the right terminus? Can I say that in English? Like, I just said it. So, yeah, then I realized another issue, because if you've seen the tour that we did on the right hand, or like now on the left hand, because I moved the camera around, you could see a little bit of the red panda habitat, and the two habitats share the barrier on that one side, like now on the right side. And at first it was connected with rocks, like the whole rock thing that you can now see with the cherry blossom tree on top of it. It was directly onto the barrier, which made it impossible for me to like make it as a barrier that the tigers could not like escape from, because like if I didn't want to do like ridiculously high, and that was looking really bad from the red panda habitat side. So if I didn't want to do that, I needed to like figure something out, and in the end I just made a little, like, can I call it trench? I think it's not a trench because it's not What is the definition of a trench? Does it need to be like between like two high walls? Because in that case it's still a trench between like the cherry blossom rocky stone formation and like the barrier. If not, I'm sorry, I don't know what the correct word in English for that is. But yeah, I mean, you already saw what I did there, and we are already at my favorite part of Planet Zoo again, which is planting. Although this time I really was trying not to go overboard, because in the current state I can run Sunshine Point very well, but I know myself and I know the others, and we are not really people who are like, yeah, let's just build piece efficient. So I was trying to like restrain myself from using too many plants and stones, because I know at some point this will bite me and presumably the others as well, like depending on what PC everyone has. But I want this zoo to like at some point be finished, and how is it gonna be possible if someone can't open the zoo anymore? So I was trying to restrain myself, even though it wasn't looking like it. So yeah, but after the whole plant thing I realized the overpass needs support. The support looks goddamn ugly, so I decided to spare the viewers most of it by just placing a plaster wall instead of a glass wall so that you can't see it. And then I just tried to hide it with like bamboo and bracken. It's working semi-good in my opinion, but it's looking still better than before. So I was like, yep, that's good enough for me. Good enough for me. So yeah, and now I think I just put a few more plants in there, because we all know how much I love plants. And I think that is mostly it. Of course, I need to put a few of the enrichment items somewhere else. And also, like, I don't know if you saw that, but on the other side of the habitat where we just were, I didn't have habitat barriers. And you will not see me building them, because I basically put the barrier that you can see here, like the one with the plaster wall, I put that on the other side, and at some point just switched the plaster pieces again back to the glass, and so that's what I did for that. And yeah, I did some planting in the foreground, because now I had a little bit more space than I had before, and I need to fill it with something, and of course it's gotta be plants. Like, what did you expect? I can't do anything else than plants. Like, haven't you noticed? Like, plants and temples, that's basically what I can do in this game. And this is also the last thing that you will see in the speed build, and now we are again looking at more or less the same path, although it kind of looks a bit different. Like, you can tell I did some minor adjustments here and there, and yeah, I hope this video was entertaining, and I hope we will see each other in the next one. Bye!